Hello, I'm Barry, and today I'm reviewing one of my favorite songs from the late 60s, and I think you'll love it too after I talk about it. A great band from the 60s called the Rolling Stones were a large rock and roll influence at the time. They made plenty of different songs about all different types of stuff, and were one of the big four bands that included the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, The Who, and the Beatles, as all those were the best band back then. You could also say like Pink Floyd was also the best band, but those four were the best bands. The Rolling Stones' peak years were between the late 60s and early 70s. That's where they made like their best songs, but they still do concerts today. And most of the band is still intact today. Some members have died, as obviously it's been a long time, and some gotten old, but some have died early on too. But yes, they wrote plenty of songs that a bunch of different topics and stuff. But that's just my favorite topic. I think it works really well. The song they wrote is called Symphony for the Devil. They wrote it in 1968. The song was written by Mick Jagger, who is an amazing musician, amazing singer, as his voice just goes really well with the songs. He is the main singer, while Keith Richards is the guitarist. They have a great drummist. They have just everything that you need to make a great song. And The Symphony for the Devil is a narration of the devil's life, and it just works really well. They talk about the devil's past and all the bad stuff he did, as throughout history, all the bad stuff they made seem like the devil did it. That's what the song's about. Mick Jagger got the inspiration to write this from a book he wrote, or a book he read. I mean, and this book was given to him by a lady. I don't really know much about the book. That's all I know, that he got the idea to write this song from a book. In my opinion, it's one of the greatest songs ever written, as I just think it sounds great. And the reason I really did choose this song is the speed of the song, and the instruments gel really well together, which makes it sound good to my ears, as I really liked it. But also the singing, just all the words in it just make it sound way nicer. The song is pretty fast going through the devil's life. It's that to go through thousands of years of stuff about the devil's life, which I think is really interesting, learning about all the bad stuff that they think he did, which is very funny. And I think the instruments really go well with that, as they used all different types of instruments. Like, they used the guitar, drums, bass, regular stuff, but bongos is the one thing they use that is just weird and surprising. And it's surprising because who used bongos back then in songs? Not really anyone. They were just like a weird instrument you would use in songs, but that was the one thing that you heard a lot of, as it just sounded really well and it worked with the song. The rhythm, and it also kept the good rhythm of the song. I think that was some that they just needed the bongos to keep the rhythm, but obviously everything else like the guitar, drums, and bass always have to be there to keep a great song going. Each instrument you could hear separately in some parts and together in others, and I think that also works well, because sometimes you just need one instrument going, or two at a time, and that's what makes it great, because with all of them going sometimes it doesn't sound good, but in other parts they did have them all going at the same time, but it worked well and it made it gel well together. And I would recommend this song to anyone, because I think that just the sound it just sounds nice to anyone who I feel like would listen to it, and it's a very interesting song too, with all the words it talks about. That's why I also think other people are like, so I would rate this song a perfect 10 out of 10. My favorite song I've listened to by them, and probably one of my favorite songs ever. I love it.